Welcome back to New Day, and thanks so much for staying there for us. Now, on 13th November, that's 2012, a group decided to break away from the ruling National Democratic Congress. Now, what happened? The group decided to form a new party, the National Democratic Party, the NDP. That group was led by a former member of then ruling NDC. The group decided to use the flying dove that was holding onto the Ginyame symbol as the symbol of the party. That party is still in existence, and in 2016, it will contest the presidency of the Republic of Ghana. My guest in the studio is the leader of that party, and the slogan of that party is justice, unity, peace, and progress. And Konadu Rawlings is my guest this morning. Welcome.
Thank you.
I hope you're doing good.
I'm fine this morning. I'm good.
And it's a Ghana that you prefer to live in the way it is now?
It's difficult to live in Ghana at the moment. It's difficult because there's so many problems that are affecting a lot of people, economically, socially, politically. So it is difficult, but I am here, so.
That's great. So the NDP is contesting the 2016 elections.
That's correct.
First of all, congrats for the endorsement to lead the party into the battle.
Thank you.
But
thank you very much.
How do you feel after you getting the endorsement of your party?
Apart from feeling elated, I think that it's an opportunity to be able to go back to the grassroots, talk to them, feel them out, listen to them, advise them on issues, and move on in the direction of NDP, because we have certain objectives that we want to bring back to the Ghana politic.
So the NDP takes you back to the grassroots, where you used to be?
Not that is the NDP takes me back to the grassroots, but after being elected, I will go to the people. So it will take me back to the grassroots. Not that the NDP takes me back to the grassroots, but it will take me. And then it will give me the opportunity to explain certain things in detail for them to understand it better.
I see. Yeah. In 2012, you disappointed your supporters. We're not going to see the same?
You know, if it were a clear-cut disappointment from my part, I could take the blame. But it wasn't. If I had known you would ask me this question, I would have brought my book, you know, because I had a copy of the book made before we presented it. Right. And if you look through it, any sane person would ask, why did Afarijan do what he did? I am still asking myself why he did that. However, it's something that I want to put behind me. Right. He decided to do that. For me, it will be with him for the rest of his life, because anytime he sees me, he says, you know, so I know that there's something that he hasn't told me, but others in the commission have already told me what it was. So definitely I'm not going to disappoint
your supporters.
My supporters. I'm not going to, that is, if they see it as me, you know, disappointing them. And I'm going to do what needs to be done so that nobody goes to any electoral commissioner or commissioners to say, don't accept her document.
I see.
Yeah.
So Dr. Afarijan agreed he was put under pressure, but you're hopeful Madam Ose won't undergo the same pressure?
I cannot speak for her. You just hope that people have enough conscience, they are conscionable to be able to do what is right and proper. The kind of thing that we've been taught as children, we've been brought to understand that right is right and wrong is definitely wrong. That's all I can say. 2016, the NDP is asking for our mandate to rule Ghana.
What is the vision of the party?
The vision of the party is to empower the people again. Empower the people so that they can take a government on and ask the government to be accountable. Accountability in governance is so important. But when you disempower the people, they can't hold you accountable. And so that's what has happened today.
Tell me, how have the people been disempowered?
By many ways, through many ways. First of all, through information, because if you don't give the people the right information...
We have a vibrant media.
You know, vibrant media, you can always plant a story and let it become vibrant. You can look at it the way you want to look at it. But it's important for us to go beyond just the media. It's not only the media that empowers the people. No. It's the behavior of governance, behavior of governments, and the breakdown of the decentralization program that then does not allow the various districts to grow and to be able to inform their people, lead their people in a certain way that they can see whether a government is actually being accountable or is not being accountable. I think these are things that are very important.
And that has disempowered the people.
And people have been disempowered. People have been disempowered.
NDP's vision is to change this.
Definitely one of them.
Let's talk about your vision. How do you intend to change this particular disempowerment?
By making sure that we set up grassroots participation, because there has to be participatory democracy. We say we have democracy, but nobody can even talk about it anymore. There has to be participatory democracy. Everybody must be part of decision making. And to do that, you must go back to the grassroots. I'll go back to that. And you must go back to the decentralization program. Let it work. Make it work. Give them funds to work. And they will raise their capital in their districts to be able to pay their taxes and decide whether the school should be on the left or right, whether the school should, a clinic should be in this town or another town. They have to take those decisions. If you disempower them because you want the projects to go to your party people or your friends or your cronies, then the people in the districts don't have that power to be able to do what is needed to grow the district. So then, you know, not only are you disempowering the politicians there, but you are disempowering the artisans there.
Right.
Because if it comes to building a school, you've given the contract to somebody who is in Accra. He's going to go there and take his people there. If it comes to giving furniture to the schools that have been built in some village, you give it to somebody in Accra. They make the chairs and tables. They carry it by vehicles and send it there. So the carpenters and so on are sitting down watching. The masons are sitting down watching. That is not participatory. It is not. And they're not holding governments accountable because, I think, because of the breakdown of the decentralization program. And also, I believe that district heads, that's district, municipal chief executives, the MCs, the whatever, I believe that they should stand in their own stead and be voted for. Then they'll be accountable to the people. But when they are brought in by government and they pay monies to political people to be able to get there, they get in there, they think they should make that money that they pay to those political people. So they don't care about what's happening in the district. But we need for them to care.
You're not talking about going back to the Greek philosophy of democracy, where all of us will need to gather at the grassroots and take decisions. But
no, that's not what I mean.
That's what you're talking about. The concerns are that our districts, some of them, are so poor that they simply can't raise revenue. They simply don't even have the human resource, like you're talking about, the carpenters, to be able to manage putting together school furniture for schools. So it will have to come from the center.
I didn't say that.
No, I'm not saying that is what you're saying, but that is a concern of experts on local governance. So you think that those poor districts can be nurtured, developed in a way that will give them the capacity to be able to do all that you're talking about?
Definitely. First of all,
how do we do that?
First of all, the Constitution states very clearly, and even in our electoral laws, very, very clearly, that you don't create a district where there are less than 59,000 people living in the place. You don't. But because of gerrymandering that the politicians are doing, they cut up the places so they can have more MPs, and you have a district maybe with 12,000 people. How are they going to pay their taxes to be able to build up that district? Ce n'est pas possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. So you will see that we have a situation where everything's murky. And it shouldn't be murky. It should be clear-cut when it comes to decentralization. It's important that it's clear-cut.
This isn't the only vision of the party ahead of 2016. I'm sure, apart from making sure there's participatory democracy, the NDP wants to do more.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
We want to be able to inspire people. We want to be able to bring in core values of probity and accountability. We want governance or governments to be accountable to the people in projects, in financial dealings, and to run the economy properly so that we don't keep running to the IMF because we are collapsing the economy. You know, we have moved away from the IMF. Let us run this economy properly. We must be honest with our finances.
How wrong is it to go to the IMF? How wrong is that? If you need support and if you are unable, and of course, you know we cannot raise all that we need here.
You know something? If you're not ill, you don't go to the doctor.
Sometimes you go for medical checkup when you're not ill.
Yes, you can go for medical checkup, but the doctor will not give you any medicine.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
When the doctor is giving you medicine, you're sick.
Okay.
So don't run to the IMF if there's nothing wrong with you.
I see.
The economy has been collapsed. Completely collapsed. Through theft, through mismanagement, and others. So
the NDP want to deal with all this. The vision of the NDP, as you have stated, it will seem to take this country from one point to the other. And you're talking about corruption, you're talking about theft. How will your vision deal with these in order to position Ghana on the path of growth?
First of all, I think that we should look at our constitution again, because it looks like we have a constitution that allows us to change leaders every 4 years. Something that is 8 years.
Right.
That he hasn't finished his 8 years, so let him go. No, it's 4 years. If you perform well, we give you another 4 years. If you don't perform well and you've done abysmally, you know, don't force us to take you back. But after 4 years, even in the 4 years, we have selected a leader. It looks like we've entered, there's an opening we've entered into.
Right.
As soon as we get in there, we see that all other corners are closed. There's no way of getting out unless we
the next 4 years.
The next 4 years. There must be something that we can do when we can see that our leader is taking us astray.
You're talking about the constitution, the UK system, where, for instance, the prime minister can be taken out of office for non-performance.
For non-performance.
That's what you're talking about.
That's what I'm looking at. But the people must be so empowered that when we have a system that can actually give us a chance to, in America, they will impeach you. In the UK, they will say, call new elections. Here, we have to wait till they plumber us on the head with a hammer, and we are almost in the ground before an election comes again. Okay, this time we won't vote for you because you've done the wrong thing. They go around, convince everybody that, oh, there was some little mistake somewhere. Oh, no, give it to us again, and so on. And people are like, okay, maybe they give it to that person again, it gets worse. So we must have a situation where it is possible to be able to say, no, this is going too far for Ghana. So let us institute XYZ and ask the person, please, you've taken enough.
Would the NDP be preoccupied first with changing the constitution, talking about the presidency, what you just told me, when you win power in 2016? Is that the first thing you would do? No,
the number one thing is to empower the people to understand that it's necessary to look at the constitution. That's very, very important. They must understand why. You must go along with the people as you run in a country. And then when they understand it, then you bring the other part into it. This is my position.
The NDP has a manifesto. Is it ready?
We're working on it, but we've got the basics outlined.
Let's talk about the basics. What would your manifesto tell Ghanaians in order to get their mandate?
We're going to talk about the participatory democracy. We're going to talk about setting up what we call the COBNOBs, the Community Organizational Bureaus, at the local levels, where information can flow from them to a higher level, maybe like the district, and then from the district it will come to the region, and from the region it goes to the national, so that nobody lives in Ghana without being able to say, look, this is happening in my region, this is happening in my little corner here, and I really don't like it, so I want to complain about it. Everybody will have a place where they can complain to. That's definitely one basic thing that we want to do as soon as we get into office. And
for you, that is how you want to empower the people, as you've told me earlier.
As you create those, the COBNOB, the community bureaus, you also educate them, and then through the education, you empower them.
I have no doubt about your organizational skills. And so this COBNOBs thing, I'm sure, will likely to work. But do you foresee any hindrances in these, for instance, one of your views about this getting people information, do you foresee any hindrances as far as getting information from that level to the top?
Not if you organize it well. If I can use my movement as an example, it's not a governmental thing,
right?
But it was a national organization. And if I want some information to give to my husband from Hwehwe, in the Kwahu area,
right,
all I have to do is to call the organizer in the region to get me the district organizer in Hwehwe. And then I'll tell the district, in that district, and then tell the district organizer, go to Hwehwe and find out whether XYZ is true. And I'll get the accurate information. We write a report and we give it to him.
This played a key role in your husband's success as the president of Ghana.
It played a what?
A key role.
My organization?
Yes. No, what you just told me.
Yeah.
If you want the way you collect information.
If you want me to cross-check something, you see, he's somebody who didn't collect information from one place.
Right.
He had his security people, but you and I know security will give you information whenever you want it. I don't know, but whenever you want it.
Okay.
So he will ask maybe the CD house also to give him a report, and then he will ask me to ask my women to give him a report. And then he will cross-check the three and find out who is telling the truth.
Yeah. It worked perfectly, I guess.
It does, because you get 3 areas of information.
Can this, let's talk about the chances of the NDP.
Can you just have some water so you don't forget that?
So that I won't forget it. I will do that. I will do that. I won't sleep again. I won't sleep again. But the NDP, your chances of winning power, does it look very good?
It looks good.
How good?
I cannot tell you in terms of percentage, but I can tell you in terms of excitement and euphoria when we go to places. I can tell you that.
That is enough?
And the message we give. Definitely, if you have a lot of people coming to meet you and your message is not good, you can tell from their faces. You can tell from the faces. So we give a good message, and we definitely get the response from the people. So yes, we have a chance.
The NDP is not worried that the 2 major parties are a hindrance to your success, your victory?
You don't go into politics to assess who is a hindrance to you. You go into politics to chart the way and to win. Forget about your hindrances. If it comes, you deal with it. If it doesn't come, you forge ahead. Yeah, that's why you're in there.
So
for the long haul.
But you have strategies to beat them.
Yes, but I won't tell you.
Okay.
You're trying to put it out of me. I'm not going to tell you.
I know you won't tell me, but does it the strategy, does it also include the fact that perhaps the NDP is talking about an alliance, or you don't want to talk about that?
No. I mean, if it comes to an alliance, you have to look at the circumstances, and then you choose who you want to be in alliance with. But you choose based on objectives, and definitely based on the ground situation.
The party is a center-left party.
Yeah.
So an alliance will
it doesn't mean anything.
Revolve around that.
It doesn't mean anything. Look at the UK. Who would have thought an extreme left would, or maybe a center left, would come and join up with an extreme right? But they did. They did, and run the country. So it has nothing to do with your left or right, but what is your objective for your country? What's your passion for it? What do you want to do? Is it in line with these people, what they want to do? If that's what you want to do, and it's in line with the group that is asking you for an alliance, yes, why not? Because we want Ghana to pick up again. We don't want to see us going down the way we're going down in doldrums. It's
you would ignore ideological differences and go into
when it comes to the country.
You put Ghana first.
I'll put Ghana first. Absolutely, put Ghana first. That is why I keep saying that, in my father's household and in my household, it's not where you belong, but what the objectives are. What are the objectives? We had people from the UP tradition, CPP tradition, even the military people, I keep saying, were coming to my father's house. Everybody had a place in the house. And that's the way we were brought up. Who has the best for Ghana? End of story.
Your party is not an Nkrumah's party.
No, we're not an Nkrumah's party. But you may find some Nkrumahs in there, I don't know. We're not talking about an Nkrumah's party or a Buzia party, or we're not talking in those terms. We're looking at Ghana first, number one.
So a Ghana party.
Oh, come on. Don't reduce it to, don't come into this kind of...
All right. So, now, what would you do differently? 2016, Ghanaians take the decision to put you in the seat of a president. What would you do differently?
I'll first start looking at the economy. Number one. And stop falsifying figures to satisfy.
Will do that?
No. Some say they're looking at the economy. You're looking at the economy, but you're robbing from the same economy. You're collapsing the economy. But when I look at the economy, I'm also going to look at the taxes. Overtaxation is not helping production. It's not helping the economy to grow. It's too high, and there are too many taxes, making it so complicated. Businesses are moving from Ghana to other countries. Why would any business move from Ghana and go to Togo? Why? But it's happening. And then our workers lose their jobs. Young people don't get jobs. They come out of school. So I'll look at the economy and then move into other areas of education, major factor, because recently I heard we're making all polytechnics into universities. I'm sorry. We need a middle-level income group that can actually, not income group, a middle-level group that can actually,
group. That's
skilled group that can push the economy. It's not the top people who push the economy. Not the real bottom group, no. It is those who are in the middle, the artisans, the technicians, the scientists. These are the people who they drive the economy. So if everybody is going to be a book graduate,
right,
letters, and we don't have people who are training in skills, this country is in trouble. You cannot run a country on all of us having letters, majority having letters who are educated. The majority should have the skills. That's how the Germans made it. That's how the Danish make it. So that's how a lot of the Europeans are making it. even the Japanese, a lot of the young people are not into letters, but into skill training. And skill training is not that you become just a carpenter or whatever, you know, but you are into the sciences in different fields, you are into the arts in different fields, but you manufacture things, you create. We're not creating anything. We can't even make bolts and nuts.
You will change this if you come into power?
These are things that I want to change. Definitely things that I want to change. Because it's the only way for the country to move.
You spoke about making sure the economy is in good shape, but making sure the figures are not falsified. Is the NDP that political party that will be able to prosecute its own members if they're engaged in corruption?
That's very important. Very, very important. If somebody gets into a corrupt situation, please hand them over to the right authorities to investigate them. And don't take it that this person is my friend or my brother or my crony. Let the law take its course.
The NDP can do that?
I think so. Definitely.
It won't destroy the party in the eyes of the voting public?
Why should it destroy the party when you're trying to build a country with conscience, a country that has the will to do away with negative things and just use the strengths, the positives to forge ahead? It shouldn't destroy the country. Good things don't destroy. It is bad things that destroy. Good things don't.
Is that easy to just say it, or perhaps there's a strong will to do this?
It's the will. It's the will.
The NDP has a will to do this.
It's the will, yes. That's why we have an executive that all belong and they believe in this objective. They believe in the objective. We have a good team.
How good is the team?
We have a good team.
You have a very good team.
Absolutely.
Ready to prosecute the mandate.
No, I'm not talking about, the mandate.
Yes,
yeah.
but if given the chance. That's what I mean.
I'm talking about a good team as the executive that all believe in this objective. A good team. I'm not saying a good team that already like we have ministers or right. No, that's not what I'm talking about. We have a good executive that will help to propel the party into a winning situation. Yeah, because we all believe in it, that we should change the paradigm. We should change business as usual. No.
We can't be doing the same thing.
No, we can't. Why should we
again?
sit here for somebody to come and tell us, you go to Dubai now, there are some streets that are lined with houses for Ghanaians, and all of them are important political people. Why should anybody come and tell us that? And we sit down, we don't say anything? Something is wrong. I haven't heard the media pick it up. Something is wrong. I haven't heard opinion leaders picking it up. Something is definitely wrong. We've got to change that. We absolutely have got to change that, so that people speak because they want the best for this country, not because they don't care.
You're not suggesting that it is wrong for Ghanaians to own property in other parts of the world?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. He said they all belong to powerful political people. I said that. And that is wrong. And I mean, I look at the politics of today. I know almost everybody who is in a powerful position. I know who they were. I know what they had, what they didn't have. So if today they have properties and they still can go and buy properties in Dubai, please, it is up to us Ghanaians to say enough is enough. You can't do that. It's not right.
If we find out that indeed that property was acquired illegal, that's what you're saying. That's
what I'm saying.
Let's get to the second gear of this conversation.
Second gear? You told me 15 minutes.
Yes, we're not in the second gear. We'll be getting to the fourth gear very soon.
Okay, all right.
The Electoral Commission, after 2012, we are in another election. Now, a lot of issues have been discussed. The Supreme Court asked the Electoral Commission to put in reforms based on what we heard and saw during the 2012 election petition. Can you do an assessment of the Commission's work after 2012? We went through the District Assembly election that at a point in time was faulty. It had to be corrected. Now, 2016 general elections, a lot of issues. The voters register, biometric registration. How would you assess the Commission's work in the build-up to November 2016?
Well, first of all, I don't know if any corrections were done. You said it was corrected. Can you tell me? Please inform me.
I'm talking about the District Assembly election that had a faulty start, and they had to go back.
Okay.
That's what I mean by it was corrected. That's the only one that was correct.
All right. Okay, then. I'm taking a deep breath to speak.
Do that.
You know, we have representatives on the IPAC, and the things that go on there, or at least we've been told at the meetings. Every time there's a meeting, we are informed about proceedings, what happens, and all that. I don't think the IPAC is being taken seriously by the Electoral Commissioner or Commission as a body.
Right.
And because they don't have any legal status, IPAC doesn't have any legal status per se, they can decide, yeah, we're listening to you, or yeah, we've heard you, but we are not minding you, which is what is happening now. Listening, but not minding. Because if IPAC were strong enough or legally binding on the Electoral Commission, at least they would have listened to the rationale of not introducing a new logo when we don't even have enough money to run an election. We are running to our development partners to come and help us do an election. And you are introducing a new logo to make new letterheads, new branding. How much did it cost the taxpayer?
We've not been told.
We should be told. Instead of, you know, just brandishing things around, we should be told. Why is nobody asking? Why are you not asking?
We've not been told.
Well, but you should insist. You're a press person.
She's unable to say.
No, you have to insist. Because she's being paid by the taxpayers' money. I think a day or so ago, I read somewhere, leave the EC alone. Nobody can tell us to leave the EC alone. Nobody. From the top to the bottom, nobody. Because she's working for the people of Ghana. So we have to know. It is our right to know what is happening in the EC. So nobody should say we should leave the EC alone. Leave the EC alone as don't interfere. Maybe, because they are working, they're doing their thing. But when we're not satisfied with something, it is the responsibility of the people of this country to ask questions. Let's close that chapter. You asked me also about it, that there were so many other issues. One of them being the voters register,
right,
which the court had said should be looked at. Is that what you said?
Not exactly, but concerns were that. Let's look at the voter register again, because it is bloated. This is agreed by almost every political party.
So, how come it's not being looked at, per se? Who is above the law in this country? Nobody. We are all subjected to the Constitution and to the laws of this country. Even if you're supposed to act as a referee, the referee has somebody who should also check the referee. Otherwise, referees will always say, you know, you've won a match when maybe I'm winning the match, you know. So, I think that there should be a certain level of information flow.
Right.
I'm choosing my words very carefully.
I can see that.
Information flow, so that it's a two-way flow and not a one-way. Because you can only be the boss of a place when you are linked up with the totality of the organization, if you stick out like a sore thumb, then it means that you are not working within the corporate system of that business. There should be something that is making you all blend into each other. Even though you are the boss, they can feel that you are the boss. You are leading it. You are leading the whole, corporation to go in a certain way. But you are not sticking out like a sore thumb.
Let me ask you this. Yeah. Would you accept the explanation that the EC says, I have a budget for the year, and included in the budget is the desire of the organization to rebrand? And so that money used in rebranding had been budgeted for. That's why we went ahead and did it. Is that an explanation good enough?
Not for me. Because if you make a budget for your company and you're using this amount to buy vehicles, okay? You budgeted that these are for vehicles.
Right.
But you can see clearly that the rest of your budget is not enough to pay your salaries. And you still go ahead and buy vehicles when you can't pay your salaries. Something is wrong with you as a leader. Something is wrong with you. Even when you have budgeted, you have to weigh and look at what is your priority. What is the priority? So, prioritization is very important.
Is the commission being too difficult in agreeing to go for a new voter register?
I think that an electoral commission is like a government. You are not there because you're there for the sake of it. You are there because of the people that you work for. Because they're working for us as a people. So is a government. So if a government stops listening to the people, what are we going to say?
So EC is not listening.
Is the EC listening? Because you asked me a question and I'm answering you with this. You gave me a rhetoric, a hypothetical question, and I'm giving you a hypothetical answer. So?
The EC is not listening.
No, I'm asking you. Because
but I want to find out if you've heard the EC talking or perhaps listening to the people of Ghana.
I don't think so.
Heard it.
It's like we like it, we've done it, we're doing it. You see, for the first time, I'm asking myself, are we going to have free and fair elections for the first time?
You had trust in the past elections?
Absolutely.
Your trust has waned now?
Because it's a commission. Is that not the electoral commissioner who is the important person? It's the commission. Let us feel the power of the commission and not an individual. When we decide to talk about the commissioner, the chairman, then it is because the chairman is coming to make an announcement.
Right.
The chairman is going to say X, Y, Z or whatever. Otherwise, it is the commission. And I want to be able to have the confidence in the commission as a body,
Tell me, what should the commission do to gain your confidence?
Not me.
The confidence of the Ghanaian voter.
Ghanaian, thank you. I think that the commission should not poo-poo things that individuals come with, ideas that people come with. They should say, okay, we've heard this, we're going to deliberate on it and see where we can take this to, or where we can take it from, and to what place we can lead it to. It's important for people to feel confident that, oh, they're listening to us. They're going to discuss it and come back to us. Not to throw everything in our face. I've done this. Tough. You don't like it? Too bad. I'm sorry. It is the taxpayers' money that is being used to pay people. And I think that there should be a certain level of decorum. Respect for the people of Ghana. Respect.
There's not enough consultation?
I don't know about that. I'm just talking about the IPAC. The IPAC has no legal standing. So they can take it or reject it. So IPAC is not representational of the people of Ghana. It's representational of the parties.
If the EC doesn't listen, from what you told me, suggests that we can't have a free and fair election.
I'm not presupposing anything. I'm just saying that we're using the taxpayers' money to pay you. Every corner is talking about against something. Take a step back. Analyze it again and bring it to us. Don't fight us every time we are trying to make suggestions. Don't fight us. Listen. Be a listening commission and say we will look at it and see how best we can address this issue, because we want free and fair elections. People will breathe and say, okay, we accept that. But to permanently punch the faces without even boxing gloves, I mean, I don't know. I think we should move away from this easy thing. We'll
move away. But let me ask you the last question. You would want the EC to immediately change the voters register?
No, I think that instead of having a hard position, they should listen to what everybody is saying. You know, for example, I had Queen Mothers calling me and saying, hey, Nana, yeah, can I say it in fun?
Oh, you can.
Yeah,
I'll do the
register. I'm saying, so go to the police station and go and report it. Nana, baby, I'm in the police station. I said, look, that's why you have a phone. Nana, I'm also busy doing something. And not from one place, because I know a lot of the Queen Mothers. So they are calling me, they're like, what's going on? I said, I don't know. So people are bringing up information. They're bringing out information. If you want to help the people of Ghana, collate all the information and then see how you can actually do things for a balance. Don't throw things in people's faces as if they're talking a lot of gibberish, you know. So.
My question is not answered.
Yeah, I've answered it.
You don't want to answer that question? That you want the commission to change the voters register?
No, but I told you that, okay, so I made my point there. And the point I was going to make was that a lot of people came out with issues about the register itself.
Right. That is bloated, so let's change it.
Well, change it, correct it. What did the court say? Something else? Whatever it is, you have to look at it again. And then try to sieve it and clear out things that must be cleared. Clean it. Clean it. But don't take a hard position. For what reason are you taking a hard position when you were not even there to begin with? So why are you taking a hard position? Unless somebody is manipulating you. You're working for the people of Ghana, not for an individual. So please, I'm not going to answer it the way you want me to answer it.
All right.
I've given you the...
All right. I'll push you to answer that question. But let's go to the third gear. We have a final one after 3 and then 4, and then we'll wrap up. Let's talk about women.
Favorite subject.
Oh, okay. I know. I know when I go there, we'll have a lot to talk about. Yeah. And this time I know you answer all the questions. Here, in this particular segment. You will try. Right. So, women now more powerful? That is what you see?
No.
They're still not there yet?
You know, empowerment is not... You've gone to school, you've taken an exam, you've passed the exam, you've passed, you finished. No. It's a process. It's a movement forward and sometimes a few steps backwards. And then you gallop a bit, maybe you take 2 steps back. Maybe you walk a little, maybe you even trot, maybe you wait. Circumstances make it so. There are times when you have a situation where it's galvanizing, women to feel empowered, feel confident, and they become go-getters and all that. And there are other times when there are situations that dull the momentum, and so they take a step back again for whatever reasons, So it's not, I say it again, that it's not an exam. It's maybe 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 steps forward, 4 steps back. So it's an empowerment process, and you just have to continue.
It's not a one-off thing. No,
not at all.
I saw you.
Not at all.
I saw you lead the process way back 92.
Yes, and I'm still
way
on
back. You're still on it.
30 years, I'm still on it.
You've not gotten to the end.
You can't get to the end because you have people being born, not knowing what has taken place. Maybe in their homes, they are told that with due deference to you, but they are told that men have greater brains than women, when the scientists tell us otherwise. So they grow up to be that way. Or you have a leader who thinks that, oh, let me put a few dotted women around and that should shut them up. And he thinks it's okay. But the rest of the country is suffering. I mean, the rest of the women are suffering from not being allowed to move even a step forward. So it depends sometimes on who is leading us. The Women's Empowerment Program can move forward, or sometimes it rolls back. But at every point of time, we will continue the empowerment program, because I know that when women are empowered and women are developed, the country develops. Because trust me, if everything is being done by the men and they are moving forward and you leave the women behind, we will drag you to where we are. We will. Because we are looking after the children. You are not helping us to grow in this area, to be able to say, look, we want the environment to be this way, we want our water systems to be this way, we want our education to be this way. So we sit at home and the children are around us. What we know is what we teach the kids. But an empowered woman will empower her daughter, will empower her children, and they will also empower the next generation. So it's very, very important that we don't do it in a way that will draw us back.
Let's do a checklist. So you started way back. Where are we in this process? I want to know where we are.
Actually, you can't quantify because it's difficult to quantify a social setting or a social situation unless you've done a baseline study,
right,
to give some indication. There's a lot of awareness. Women are becoming more confident. There are laws that protect us. Lots of laws were passed during my husband's time to protect women and children and the youth.
And one popular one that my grandmother used to talk about is the one that you...
Interstate succession law.
She's always talking about that.
That's good. It's good to know. So a lot of laws are there, but laws can be passed, and if it doesn't benefit the people through its usage, it's of no use to anybody. So there has to be constant propagation of the law. Because, for example, if somebody dies interstate, and the interstate laws also have law of accountability and widowhood rights and so on, and you come and tell me that this lady should take off her shoes and walk barefoot and all that.
Because the husband is dead.
Because the husband is dead. And she doesn't know about that law. We haven't reached anywhere. She's an educated woman. You understand me? So laws should be propagated so that people take advantage of the laws, benefit from the laws. What's the point of a law when it's just there and it's not benefiting anybody? So these are the things that I look at. Even as we are, women have become confident in a lot of areas. Women are go-getters in areas. I think that we should propagate the laws so that they know their rights more. Because sometimes somebody's a go-getter, suddenly you meet her and she's not, what's the problem? The man has beaten me today, I don't know why he should be. I said, what? You understand me? Nobody is a boxing bag, punching bag. That's why God gave both of us the brains to trade arguments. To trade arguments. If you speak, I should have a counter thing to say or agree with you. because I agree with you. Not because I'm scared of you palming me, so beating me or slapping me, so I agree with you. No, 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 no. We should trade, you know, intelligence and intelligent discussions and so on.
You find women at the helm of affairs. A Chief Justice is a woman. The chairperson of the commission, the electoral commission, is a woman. Several other high-ranking positions have women. I am sure that this is really satisfying.
Because you're a man. Because you're a man.
I should not be satisfied with that?
No, why should you be satisfied? Because there are dotted women around who are in positions. If you want to be satisfied, then you should tell me that I look around, I see the EC is a woman, I see the Chief Justice is a woman, CJ is a woman, and in fact in the cabinet, 80% of them are women, and I'm satisfied. Then I'll say thank you.
Oh, that is when you will be satisfied.
That's when I'll be satisfied. We are 52% of the population. What are you talking about? 52% of the population. And you are satisfied because we've got 3 top positions somewhere? I'm not. I want more.
Let's get into the final gear. We're wrapping up.
I want more.
You're leading the NDP. We'll wrap up with politics.
Oh, you.
I know you're not too happy about politics. You are, but
I am a politician.
So you can't say you're not.
I am a politician. Okay. But I thought you were going to... Okay, you go ahead.
So, it's a journey we embarked on.
Is it?
It was a journey. In fact, it is a journey we embarked on from 92.
Okay.
We are in 2016. You've seen the development on the Ghanaian political scene.
Yeah.
Is this perhaps what we deserve? Our politics. Is it what we deserve? And how should we play it in our attempts at speeding up development? We're wrapping up on this.
Is this what we deserve, as in the politics?
In the politics. The politics of Ghana.
I don't agree to the supposition that you've made. I think that we place so much on politics, put a lot of energy on politics. Everything becomes political. You're killing us. We're dying of poverty, and you're telling us that you're transforming our lives. We're supposed to take it. Nobody's to question it. You say you are enhancing our lives, but we are suffering. The lights are still going off. You say it's ended. There's no water coming through the taps. You say, you know, so politics for the sake of politics, I do not agree to that. I don't think that politics should be above the people. Never. The people must always be above politics. So as you politic, please look at the people who you're dealing with, and make sure that you're not doing that against the demands, you don't go at variance to the people, because that's what is happening today. So yes, politics, but people over politics, definitely. And I'm not going to compromise on that, because when it's true, it's true. When it's not true, it's not true. When it's yes, it's yes. It's no. Right can never be wrong, and wrong to be right. So let's do things properly and stop politicking every day. I am in politics, yes. I'm in politics to win, yes. But I want people over politics. That's what I want.
I saw you follow Mr. Rawlings.
Following him?
On TV.
Where?
When I was a young man.
Okay. I thought recent.
And I love your sense of fashion. Has anything changed at this age?
Not really. I'm just myself.
Fashion is still the same. The same Nana Konadu, always nicely dressed, attractive, exciting.
Am I?
You are.
Thank you.
You are.
Well, I just look at the mirror, and if I like what I see, I go out. I don't go out of my way to making this and make special. No, I just do things that I think will look pretty, and I wear it. I like it. I'm out. If I don't like it, I'm not going to sew it.
Who says the last thing to you before you leave home?
Myself.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Okay.
Okay, if I dress up and any of my children say, Mom, we don't think this will go with the program you're going for. Oh, really? Yeah, it's too casual. Go and change it. I will.
Okay.
My husband says...
I was going to ask you that.
Half the time he's like, honey, you're looking good. if he says, aren't you a little overdressed because we're not going for anything important? I'm like, but I'm not overdressed. No, I think you are. Okay, I'll change.
Then I'm grateful for your time.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much for speaking to me.
You're welcome.
She's a leader.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful. She's a leader of the NDP, and of course, 2016, she is contesting the presidency. Thanks so much.